Hello all, Shoestring here. Today what I'm going to do is show you an inexpensive way to set up your own power station at your house. Very little money, and it will run almost anything in your house you may want. That's 110, all right? It's not probably going to run your heating system in your house, but generally it will run mostly what you need in a power outage, okay? It will run the refrigerator, freezer, it'll run your light. Make sure your phone's charged up for sure. Your entertainment system, your computer, your router, right? It will do a great many of these things, and it will do it at a very low price. And it will do it extremely cheaper than if you went and bought a regular power station. Now, power stations have their advantages, right? Don't have to put them together. This system here, you actually have to put together, but I'm going to show you just how easy that is, okay? What we're going to be doing is using a Power Queen 12 volt 200 amp hour battery, okay? This gives you 2,560 watt hours of power. That is a lot. If you look that up on power stations, that will cost you $1,500 to $2,000. That's a lot. This battery, very low cost, okay, for everything you get. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much the battery is. I'll put it down in the description. And the reason I don't do prices anymore is someone will look at this video 3 years from now and say, how'd you get it for that price? I can't find it. So I just don't, okay? I just don't. It's very inexpensive. I'll put it in the description. You can go down and take a look. But this is what we're going to be using as our power source, okay? The battery simply stores power that you get when you either plug your battery charger into the wall or you do it from solar, either one, but it's fairly simple to use. I wanted you to see the battery, and I wanted you to see what type and what it is. It's, of course, a lithium battery, iron phosphate. It's also called LiPo4, whatever you want to call it. All right, so now I'm going to turn it. I wanted you to see the front. Now turn it around so we can use it. The next item I'm going to show you is the inverter, right? This is an extremely important part of our system because it's going to take the power from the battery and change that into something you can use, something that is like AC, you just plug it to the wall. This is a pure sine wave, and it's a 2080. Perfect for the ones we're going to do. I've used Junbpaw before. I've even done a video or two on them. They're extremely good. They last for a long time. Real quick look at it for you. We have our connections to our cables for right there, for our positive and our negative, right? And then we have two fans. It's got these nice feet right here, by the way, if you're going to put this permanently somewhere. All right, so we have our off and on switch. We have... This is for our remote, which I'll show you. USB. This is a toggle switch where we can move our frequencies. I'll show you how to do this. This is a block that we're not going to use today, but there are times you want to take the full 2080 power, connect it directly to your house. That's what this is for. And then, of course, our two AC outlets. Everything else you're going to need for this is simply two sets of cables right here. It's important to look in your manuals when you're doing systems like this because it will show you a good deal of how much your system's going to use. And this will also show you size cables and how much megahertz it uses, right? So make sure you take your manual and you take a look. And it will show you and let you know exactly what size cables you want. These here take a 2-gauge cable, and that's what we'll be using here. Some will take more, some will take less, but make sure you check out your sizes, right? Real quick look at what it looks like. You can slow the video, right? Pause it, whatever you want to do if you want to take a look at that. This has all their models, the 1000, 2000, and 3, but we're just doing this one right here, which is the 2080. And we have the monitor, the cables for the monitor. And that's all you need to make this system work. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to put it together. As you can see, I've already connected the negative cable to the negative, and then the positive cable to the positive, right? And now all we do is we take this, excuse the camera if it shakes a little bit. I had to move it from its stand so you could see what I was doing. Then you just take each of the cables. Now we're just going to take them and we're going to connect them. We're going to take the black and connect it to the black. Then we're going to take the red and we're going to connect it to the red. And that's all you have to do to actually make this system work. 2 cables. That's it. And you now have the inverter connected to your battery, right? People will ask me sometimes, how long will a system like this run a device? Well, it depends on how much power your device takes, of course. Because all the inverter is doing is taking power from your battery and changing it into AC, something that your devices can plug into just like you do in the wall, and it works. Now, if you need to run something longer or with more power, you can easily, to this system, add another battery, put it in parallel, and you now have doubled your power, right? So instead of 200 amp hour, you'll now have 400 amp hour. And once again, at a very low price. All right, so we also have down here, we have plugged in our monitor right there because we'll want to know what our system is doing when it's running. We want to take our power and turn it on. Now, if you look at this one, it really has three connections, right? You have this right here makes the monitor work. So the monitor can run the inverter, turn it off and on. This is off and that one's on, okay? As you can see, hopefully you can see that. It's very clear. It shows we have 13.9 in our battery, right? And our AC is at, it'll say 19, but you know, it means 120, and nothing's coming out of it. That's what the coggle switches I showed you do, right? You take the coggle switches right there and you move them, which we will. And as you see, it changed it to 110. So if you want 110, that's fine. If you want it back to 120, that's fine too, which is where I normally leave mine at, by the way. And there it is, back to 120. It'll go back and forth, but it is 120, right? And I like where it has the little pure sine wave symbol right there. You can see, right? So you can take this and set it anywhere you want to. And then when the power goes out, you just plug your fridge right in there, right? Plug your fridge right in there and it runs your refrigerator for several hours or whatever else you want to plug in there. It's really simple to do. And this has monitor, right? Has lots of cable, right? You can take that and put it close to wherever you are at. And it will give you an idea of how your system's doing, how much power it's using. And just like if you had one of those really expensive power stations, you can do the same thing. Now, I would suggest if you're going to put this someplace permanently and have it run like you want it to run your refrigerator all the time. I mentioned refrigerators and freezers because I know a lot of people that do. They don't like blackouts hurting their refrigerator or their freezers. So what they'll do is they'll hook one of these up to it permanently, right? And just like your power station, if you were to do it with that, you just get your battery charger and hook this up to your battery charger, right? And it will keep it charged right up, kind of like a pass-through. And that would work on these, just like at a power station. This will work as a pass-through. You plug in your battery charger, connect it to your battery, plug your refrigerator in, and it's going to run all the time through this. So if the power goes out, your refrigerator will not even notice, okay? It'll just keep right on going. What I would recommend if you're going to do that is you want to have a fuse between the battery and your inverter. And if enough people ask in the comments, I'll go ahead and do a video on how to do that. But right now, we can pick this station up, right? And we can move it anywhere in the house. Put it by where your computer and your router is. Put it your refrigerators, freezers, television, whatever you need to do. You can put this right next to it, plug those right into it, or get a power strip and plug it into it, and you are good to go. And it's just that easy. It concerns me sometimes. People think this is so complicated. This is not complicated. This is easy. If it was complicated, I couldn't do it. So if you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. That helps a lot. People don't realize how helpful that is. If there's other simple, inexpensive things you'd like to see, put it down in your comments and I'll see if I can. Okay, that's all for now. Shoestring out.